stream up, so hopefully it works again.
Well, look who it is. I'll be damned. I was prepping the studio
Glad
for
it
our
worked.
announcement, and here you are as a bonus. And I see you've brought the kid along. Babysitters may be expensive, but they're worth it, you know.
Yeah, keep talking, pal. I'll just keep thinking of a place to bury your body.
Felix, nice.
And the convict.
And we've got Max,
the
too.
vicar. You know, most people, once they're out of prison, don't seem keen on returning.
Oh, I would go anywhere to see you fall, sir.
When you go off
Sir.
and get yourself shot, try to avoid taking one to the face. I'll want it recognizable to show to my citizens.
I honestly forgot what the story was. I know Phineas is in jail right now. Phineas is in prison. That's my bad. And we're trying to break him out. But it's been so long that I kind of forgot everything else.
My word! You've correctly identified the most recognizable man in the colony. Remarkable. It's a wonder what Phineas saw in you. Then again, he's an insane person. Thankfully, he's our insane person now. A proper company man.
Don't know about that one. Can I shoot him?
I've got work to do.
I have your back, Captain. No.
I forgot that happens. That you can actually shoot the people. That's a big yikes. Okay. So let's not shoot the German this time. Or maybe at least shoot him with a better gun? I think is the takeaway from that. Oh, I have to start from here? Okay, now I definitely can't mess up because I can't risk it freezing on me again. But that was a good way to start back up, wasn't it? Start this game back up. Just completely dying. Alright. I mean, we're essentially professional at this now. So I know exactly where to go. I know exactly what to do. Thank goodness for this, I forgot what it's called, but it makes me look like somebody else. This cloak thing. Blam. Okay, now I know. Don't shoot the fucking chairman. Bad move. I'll admit, bad move on my part.
Troops. For Monarch.
Are you new here? I didn't.
Of course. Oh, they're all dying. GG's Iconoclasts. Why am I getting shot? Fuck off.
Soldier?
Hold it.
I can't help the way I look. I'm tempted to just put like another... to just give a different response, but I also don't want to risk it. I wonder if we're gonna have to go through the entire thing again.
Well, look who
We
it
do.
is. I'll be damned. I was prepping the studio for our announcement, and here you are as a bonus. And I see you've brought the kid along. Babysitters may be expensive, but they're worth it, you know.
Yeah, keep talking, pal. I'll just keep thinking of a place to bury your body.
Let him hear it,
And
Felix.
the convict. The vicar. You know, most people, once they're out of prison, don't seem keen on returning.
Oh, I would go anywhere to see you fall, sir.
Let him hear it, Max.
When you go off and get yourself shot, try to avoid taking one to the face. I'll want it recognizable to show to my citizens.
What's up, D'Angelo? How you doing, my guy? I demand a face cam. There is no face cam on the Xbox. I'm sorry. I do not have a camera for the Xbox. It's a big rip.
Haven't you heard? Phineas is working for us now. It took some doing, but employing an efficient management strategy of putting our guns to his head seems to have done the trick. Yes, he is an extraordinarily obstinate fellow, isn't he? Fine, he isn't working for us per se. Semantics, he'll come around. But that's between us. As far as my adoring citizens will know, we've turned a dangerous crackpot into a working-class man. It's a miracle.
That crackpot is saving the frozen colonists you gave up on.
Oh yes, go on, wake them up. That'll solve our problems. I don't know what half-baked plans that simpleton in a lab coat has been leading you through, but it's done. It's over. Let me ask you something, Captain. Have you at any point thought about not fucking up our entire society?
Are you kidding me?
Well, that's
We're out here trying to
a
clean up
bit
your mess.
too much, sir.
I'm making actual progress towards stabilization and recovery. You're just getting in the way.
Other way around, my guy. Other way around, Rockwell, sir. You're the one in the way. You know, I wouldn't have to do. You'd prefer to keep writing the... So it's this one or this one? We'll do this one.
If I and my people can ride it out in luxury and happiness, yes, yes, I would. I don't know if you've noticed, Captain, but Halcyon's pretty much a lost cause.
Oh, if only we were, like, recording this. Bye. Okay. So this is all uncharted territory for me. So this is gonna be interesting. Okay, what's the best way we can go about this? This is going to be...
What the fuss is about a blasted lab coat?
A fugitive's a fugitive. Let it go.
The chairman
Remember.
Hello. Oh, the iconoclasts?
not worth the paperwork. Waste company ammo.
And... Can't go there.
Waste of
Front
company
beginning
ammo.
to
Take them down. Waste of freedom, asshole. Waste of company.
Go.
Everything
Bye.
in my life has been leading up to this point. I believe I am ready for this.
All right, boss.
This ain't Death Stranding,
ready.
ma'am. I know, Lima, I know it ain't. But that shit's taking way too long to
Captain.
progress through.
You have
So
an
I'm just doing it
uncanny
off stream
talent for
until
complicating
I'm
my
able to
life.
actually get to the point
I
of
don't
progression.
like being played. When you delivered Wells into my hands, I was operating under the assumption that I'd won your loyalty.
Fuck
You've
no.
disrupted the balance of power. You've upset the natural order of things. You've introduced uncertainty, and there is nothing I despise more than uncertainty.
Fix your shit. What shit, Lima? What shit? Stand down. Stop us.
Do you imagine you're leading some grand revolutionary army? Those barbarians from Monarch are running wild in my prison. I suppose I have you to thank for this indignity. You're nothing but a rabble-rouser. I'm going to put an end to your little rebellion, and then I'm going to have you and your associates arrested.
That'll happen. The board can't control us forever. In your final moments.
The board is the only legitimate power in Halcyon. We are Halcyon. I admit I miscalculated your influence. The board's plan never accounted for you. This is a mistake I intend to correct. I have
Too bad you
Dr.
never will.
Wells in my custody. Once I've secured his cooperation, I can move forward with the program. I can repair the damage you've done. I can set things right.
Don't know about that one. You don't understand?
In that we are in agreement. An end to violence is precisely what I want. An end to chaos. An end to senseless loss of life.
Don't know about that one.
The only obstacle standing in my way is you. I take no pleasure in this, you know. I simply have no other option. Leaving you alive is too great a risk. Goodbye, Captain.
Well, that's just toxic.
I had a feeling you'd say that. This prison is equipped with an automechanical warden. I've had it programmed to eliminate you on sight and rinse your remains down a drain. And don't worry. I will
That was
inform
very
Dr.
vivid.
Wells that you died heroically, or something.
Lima, that's on me. That's on me. Thank you for letting me know. I literally changed it, but I don't know why I didn't like change it on Twitch. Like I literally, when I went live, I made sure it was all changed and none of it saved. Freaking Twitch. Did you know the girl I like in here is nominated for an award? Is she really? The Matt or the Chloe voice actress. I know that Outer Worlds was nominated for a few things. Which, GG's, it's a dope fucking game. Very well deserved. Yeah, Xbox be like that. It wasn't the Xbox though. I changed it on Twitch. So it was a Twitch. What the fuck is that? Well, GG's. It was a nice run. Can I talk to him? Oh, nope, I can't. Okay. Honestly, don't even know what weapons I have.
Nice hit!
The issue is Max and Felix do not have. Oh, fucking hell, that was fast. Come on, Felix, I need you here, buddy. I forgot how to heal. Oh, there we go.
Nobody messes with you, boss!
For Daddy Reedus? I did not even know that there was voting for the video games yet. If I'm being honest. Oh, I forgot he does that. Okay. Felix. Oh, and that's out of bullets. That's great. Bro, why are there so many of them? And why do these guns suck? What I really need is... I forgot that they have power-ups too. Of course I did. Oh, this is gonna be better. I did see that Death Stranding was like in a ton of fucking categories, which will deserve, but it's why I don't vote. Because it's like there's too many games that I like this year that I can't pick a favorite. I'm very indecisive. Nope. Fuck!
Threat level neutralized. Exiting.
Okay, now that I know that I'm limited with those other bullets, I'm going to save those purely for the big dude. And the sword is going for those things. Those little flying shits. Doo-doo-doo. I forgot where to go. Okay, this way. See, the only issue I have with this game is these two fucks do not live long enough to do anything productive. They always leave me alone. Death Stranding in has my loyalty. You know what? Fair enough, Lima. Fair enough. Cannot blame you on that. I honestly cannot blame you on that.
Let him have it! Alright, I'm on my way! I've had quite enough of you!
Yep, let him do that.
My time to shine!
Let him do that.
A fine hit, Captain! Off you right! Can't get past that armor!
Okay, Felix looks like he's about to go down.
You're hurt! Captain, you're right! Go on for Felix! Your life was merely an illusion anyway.
Okay, well that open, that's gone, okay.
I don't think...
Okay, there we go, GG's. Of course. This is ridiculous. There's just so many of them. I was actually surprised to see this in Game of the Year. I think a lot of people were, because this is, like, this wasn't on anybody's radar. This was a game that, like, nobody even knew existed. But, like, those that have played it, like,
Please pay your great
it's a good game. It's a really good game. I didn't even think people played it besides bots like you. Well, I know why you didn't play it. You would not have even gone past the first mission. You would have died way too many times. This is a game that requires more than a Lima brain. So, you know, it's no shocker that you never heard of it. Or even had the opportunity to play. I mean, if you're blowing up cars in,
May you find peace
if you're blowing up
in
cars in Death Stranding, then you're definitely not gonna do anything in this game. Yeah, I am dying, and yet it's still every one of my deaths would be like 5 of yours, Lima. Please come down. Yes. You're a god at finding ways to die that people didn't even think were possible.
Here's a little trick I learned in prison. Fastball kick!
Can I not heal? Heal, please. Thank you.
I'll take your confession now.
Yo, what's up, Joel? How you doing, my guy? What's up, Joel? Rude. I'm feeling personally attacked. You should? Where's the face cam? I am on the Xbox, sir. No face cam on Xbox. Sadly. I'm pulling my inner Lima for today. But how you doing, my dude? Of course, there's more of them. See, this would be a lot better if Felix and Max could stay awake and stay up longer than they usually do. Got a job? Ooh, where you working, Joel? Where's you working, my guy? Temporary for 2 months. Ooh, what are you gonna be doing, Joel? What is like your responsibilities? Great. Oh, more of you. Yay. It's exactly what I want. Oh, that helps. Thank you. Fuck. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Hey, how slow this thing is, please. Bye-bye. Why are there so many of them? Here we go. As long as that's down a little bit. Here we go. I need him to come on. Fucking hell, finally, okay. There are over like 1,000 laptops and you have to work on. It's good money. Ooh, nice! I'm so happy for you, Joel. I'm so happy for you, my guy. Especially since it's in something that that you enjoy. Cause I know you're always doing like different projects with computers and stuff. So you definitely know your way around around that technology. So GG's. Gimme, gimme. I wish there was a way to heal him. Okay, which way we're going? Looks like we're going this way. Oh, so you're good, my guy, Joel? You're good. Go do your things, dude.
Why won't you just die?
Oh. Oh, she's already dead. Put Jesus, her fucking hell.
Get me out of here!
She lost everything. She lost everything. GG's. Oh, that was a brutal way for her to
You don't
go.
know how glad I am.
All
to
that
see
hype
you.
for a couple shots.
You did the right thing. Akande was a monster. Her death was much deserved and long overdue.
Yes, sir.
You lunatic. You broke into the board's own fortress just to rescue one doddering old man. You are absolutely out of your mind. And I can't begin to thank you enough.
The board never stood a chance against me.
I'm all right, thanks to you. Akande wanted my cooperation. I'm quite sure she would have beaten it out of me if you hadn't arrived. You've broken
glad I
the
was able
board's
to arrive.
stranglehold on this colony, and you saved my life. But there's still so much we have yet to accomplish.
I should have tried to
You
kill the
and
chairman.
I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I'm afraid the situation is far worse than any of us ever anticipated.
That's a rip.
I would like nothing more than to celebrate this victory, but we have a serious problem on our hands.
What is this problem?
Earth has gone dark. We haven't received
Oh.
a single message in 3 years. There's been no communication, no signals, nothing.
3 years? Fucking hell.
2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived, or if they arrived at all.
Hold on, Doc. Are you telling me the Earth went dark 3 years ago? And the board's just been covering this up?
Yeah, I was
They've
about to say,
been
like,
incredibly
how does
effective
the
at
Earth go
concealing the
dark that
truth.
long and no one
Right now,
knows?
the only people in the colony who know are standing in this room.
Earth is only an idea to us. But that idea is the bedrock the colony is built upon. If people were to find out it's gone dark, the shock could be too much to bear.
I don't want to imagine what'll happen once news gets out. Let's just keep this between us for now. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for support anymore. We've been cut loose. We're entirely on our own.
We have a lot of work. We'd best get started.
Yes, certainly. I'll help however I can.
Let's see, what can we ask him?
I heard it from Akande herself. She tried to pressure me into joining her side, you see. Tried to make me realize that all hope is lost, and that we are alone.
I
She
hope
was
I can
half
trust
right.
Phineas.
We are alone, and we're going to have to fend for ourselves, because there's no telling what's happened to Earth. I don't know what happened, but something must have gone horribly wrong. I don't know why Earth's gone silent. I don't even know if Earth exists anymore. We have no connection back to Earth, and return is likely impossible. We're completely alone out here.
Jeez.
You might have heard of the Earth Directorate's frigate. Half the colony's entire military was on that ship. They were returning to Earth when they vanished
Half
without a trace.
the military.
That was 2 years ago.
Why?
We haven't heard a word from them since. Whatever happened to Earth likely happened to them.
Why are you sending half of a military somewhere? That's already a disaster right there.
Yes, Akande mentioned as much. Earth hasn't sent us a single message in 3 years. No one knows why. Akande had kept the truth to herself, perhaps with good reason. Can you imagine what would have happened if word got out? We'd have utter pandemonium. I wasn't trying to hide the truth from you, but after all you've done, I owe you an explanation.
Thank
Yes,
you.
I experimented on the Hope's colonists. Each of my experiments ended in catastrophic failure. Each of my subjects died in agony. You are my first and only success. I didn't tell you about the others because I didn't want to burden you. My failures are my own to bear, not yours. You have every right to
fuck!
think of me that way.
Oh,
I know I can never win back your trust, but I'm
Oh, I
trying
didn't
to
mean to
set
put
things
that.
right.
My finger slipped.
My
I went
apologies.
too high.
I need to get a hold of myself. We've far
God damn
more
it.
pressing issues to worry about right now. If you have any more questions, ask me. I'll answer as best I can.
Fucking hell, I went one too high. Oh, I hate
Yes,
that.
we do.
I hate that.
You've
Phineas,
done
I
a
was gonna
marvelous
forgive
thing.
you.
You've
I was
succeeded
gonna
where
forgive
anyone
you.
else would have failed, including me. We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the Hope's brightest minds, and then we're going to fix this damn colony, one problem at a time. We're going to need a leader, and I can't imagine a better person for the job than you. What do you say, old friend? Will you help us?
Of course.
I can't tell you how glad I am to hear that.
Of course, Phineas.
When I
Of
revived
course.
you, I thought we were going to save this colony all by ourselves. But I was wrong. We can't save Halcyon on our own. We're all going to have to pull together, somehow. We are not a colony anymore. Our last connection to Earth has been severed. I don't know if we'll survive, but we're going to have to try our best.
Interesting. Interesting.
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens
this?
according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. As the colony struggled to survive, the inspirational story of the iconoclasts spread like wildfire, and Graham was able to bring many of the smaller Terra-2 townships into the fold. However, his zealous obsession with spreading the word blinded him to the needs of a growing organization, and the movement was unsustainable at scale. The iconoclast way seemed to work best, and ultimately petered out on Monarch. Adelaide McDevitt replaced Reed Thompson as the leader of Edgewater. She and her followers transformed Edgewater in their image. Anyone loyal to Reed was pressured into leaving town, and those who stayed behind adapted to her way of life. Adelaide transformed the old cannery into a new garden.
Is this really the end of the
Edgewater
game?
Cemetery provided a convenient
And just talking
source
about
of
like what's
fertilizer.
happened since?
As for Reed Thompson, it was said that he lasted exactly 2 days outside the walls of Edgewater. Years later, a marauder was found in possession of his hat. Junlei Tennyson fought to protect the Groundbreakers' independence.
Oh, Junlei, yep.
While the board's
Parvati's
influence faded,
little crushy.
mechanical difficulties forced her to rely on parts that only corporations could provide. The cost was high, and time would tell if Junlei could balance the work with her aspirations for a better future. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs.
The
It was
horror,
a dark
not
time
jobs.
indeed. Life in Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with two hands. As much as he enjoyed his adventures aboard the Unreliable, the vicar, known as Max, eventually decided that it was time to move on, to live out the life he had sought so long to create. He knew there were many in the colony who carried burdens much worse than the ones he had struggled with, and he devoted himself to easing their suffering wherever he could. He only ever took up arms again to defend the defenseless. Unshackled from a lifetime of striving and fighting the universe and himself, Vicar Maximilian de Soto was finally at peace. Though Parvati eventually grew comfortable aboard the Unreliable, she never quite came out of her shell. She seemed to prefer Ada to the crew, and she could often be found neck-deep in cables and grease, telling Ada funny stories from her childhood. While the colony fell into chaos, she found an island of relative peace with Ada, and they formed an unusual bond. She decided to remain aboard the Unreliable permanently, as its chief and sole
So she never went with
engineer.
Junlei?
Nyoka returned to Monarch to take another crack at making a permanent life for herself. She formed the Charon Group, a mercenary outfit of ragtag survivalists and wilderness experts. Anyone in need of a guide, or just looking to throw back a beer and swap stories, could find her camping on the trail or clearing an infestation. Before his untimely death, Captain Alex Hawthorne had plans to restore and modify, for combat purposes, a sanitation and maintenance automechanical that he'd found in a state of disrepair in Emerald Vale's scrapyard. That unit remains broken down and forgotten in the Unreliable supply closet to this day. Minister Clark was released from house arrest, and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once it became clear that no help would be coming from Earth, he threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis before it. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. Though he was always haunted by the failures of his past, he was determined to make things right by building toward the future. Dr. Wells was able to revive many more scientists and engineers than he first expected, thanks to the additional batch of chemicals you stole from the Ministry. Wells never forgot about the human lives that were lost in acquiring these chemicals. The revival project was hard and painful work, but in the end, despite limited resources, over half the Hope's colonists were successfully revived. Even after Wells passed away, the Hope scientists and engineers worked night and day.
The thing is, like, this isn't really a happy ending, because a lot of stuff didn't work out.
Their efforts continue to this day, which may
sucks.
be reason enough for optimism. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Life will never be the same in Halcyon.
Reverse Flash.
It is widely agreed that the colony has a chance of stabilizing within a generation, owing to the hard work and determination of the surviving colonists. Recovery
that's good
is
then.
a distant goal, and the path is long and uncertain. But the people of Halcyon carry on, determined as ever. And what about you? The unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon.
I was about to say, like, what happened with my character?
Long after Wells passed away, you carried on his work with more energy, determination, and brilliance than he could ever muster. The years that followed were hard, but Halcyon survived by the efforts of the Hope's most promising colonists, the greatest of which was you.
Oh, stop it, game.
No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon.
So we never
All
went to
we know
Earth
for certain
to
is
go
this:
check up on that?
The name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
How have we not gone to discover what happened to Earth? That's really the end of the game. Holy shit.